Petra.
The vocal government critic was held under the Internal Security Act, which allows for detention without trial.
But today the High Court ruled that the government had no right to keep him in custody. The judge says the detention order by Home Minister Syed Hamid is unlawful as it did not fall under the scope of the Internal Security Act.
Petra says he's surprised by the High Court's decision and adds that he will continue to fight for the controversial law to be abolished.
Petra was detained in September. The government alleged that the 58-year-old was a threat to national security, having published articles that it said created racial tension. His arrest has sparked condemnation from rights groups. But today, the judge said the government had acted outside its jurisdiction when it issued a 2-year detention order. His lawyer described the ruling as historic and said it was definitely a wonderful step in terms of civil liberties in Malaysia. It's the first time that a court has ordered the release of any ISA detainees since 1989. However, the government can appeal the decision and Petra could still be rearrested. Petra is best known for his articles on politics. He still faces charges of sedition for an article he published which linked Deputy Prime Minister Najib Razak to the 2006 murder of a Mongolian woman. Mr. Najib has consistently denied any involvement.
And Channel News Asia's Melissa Go reports that today's High Court ruling is unlikely to lead to the ISA being abolished.
Well, first of all, the Bar Council and the human rights groups in this country, they have hailed the decision today as a breakthrough in civil liberties, a feather in the hat of the judiciary that's lost much of its credibility in the past decades. Even Petra himself is surprised about his release, but judicial review because judicial review is usually not allowed for most ISA detainees. Their detention is under the absolute discretion of the Home Minister, who will determine whether the person constitutes a threat to national security or not. But whether this signifies a change that will usher in an eventual review of the Internal Security Act that allows detention without trial, if not an outright abolition, it's still too early to tell. But it certainly raises hope of many here who've been fighting so long for a repeal of the Act.